I haven't been talking about my Cube Snake project recently. I've been quite busy. I've been distracted with other stuff, but my focus is back on game dev. And for just a quick recap, we have the intro scene called Empty Scene. It's nothing more than a main menu where if you click play or start game, we move on to the next scene, which is the map scene. And you have 4 different islands to choose from. You also have 4 different checkpoints, and depending on which icon you click, you either get the test scene or 2, 3, and 4. And one update that I added today is the 4 different checkpoints. I've added these checkpoints for scene 1. Scene 2, 3, and 4 don't have the checkpoints yet, so even if you pick a checkpoint, nothing's going to happen. But for scene 1, you get to spawn at where you choose. So let me show you the gameplay. I'm going to start in the intro scene. We have the scene transition. You can pick different islands. And for example, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, the index for the checkpoints. So if I pick 2, we spawn at 2. Or 0 is here. You see the yellow mark. You get the point. 3 would be here. Everything else is the same. It's just that you get to choose, or you get to save. I don't have the saving feature yet, but you get to explore the map, find different checkpoints, save those checkpoints, and later come back to start where you finished. I don't have any level design right now, so there's nothing to explore, but later on, I'm thinking about having much bigger maps, kind of like Diablo 3, except this will be Snake. Let me also talk about the code. What makes the checkpoints possible is the Snake body manager. I'm going to press Ctrl T, look for init snake. Here it is. And the important line that I added is this, init body on checkpoint. If I press F12 to take a look. All we're doing is getting the index from the scene selection. We get the index and match that index against every checkpoint in the scene. These checkpoints, they have indexes 0, 1, 2, and 3. You see them. So once you find the match, you put the snake body in that position, and you only do it once. Just in case you don't remember, it's been a while, this scene selection is a scriptable object. This thing. And whenever you click on the UI for either the island or the checkpoint, this gets saved in the scriptable object. And this data gets used when your player spawns in the beginning of the scene. So let me go to the map scene just to show you this. Okay, here's a scriptable object. And for example, I'm going to click on island 2 and checkpoint 1. That gets saved on the scriptable object. And once you have the data, the rest is just setting up your scene, to setting up the game objects, their positions and stuff. One thing to note about the scriptable object is that the common usage is probably editing in the editor. If you're changing this during runtime and you want to save that, you probably want to save it elsewhere. And for that, that's where JSON comes in. Let me look for save map selection function. Here we're looking at the scene selection, the scriptable object, and turning it into a string. And saving that string into a text file. As you can see, I'm showing the path on debug. Here you see it. Here's also the text file. You can see the data, the important data being the island, as well as the checkpoint that you selected. So as soon as you click on the UI, after your selection, we're saving the data. And after we change the scene, before we init the snake body, we load the data, load map selection. And saving and loading is pretty easy since Unity ScriptableObject supports these JSON operations. It's very easy to turn a scriptable object into a JSON or turn the JSON into a scriptable object. I have all the code and the files in the links below, so you can take a closer look if you want to. Let me go back and play the game one more time. Oh well. For now, I'm just focused on the core game mechanics and less so on the design aspect. But obviously later on, I'm going to focus more on making the game look better and making it more interesting and fun. And I think that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. You can reach me on my Discord server. And thanks for watching.